And we're live, I think. I'll say it. There we go.
Maybe.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to another episode 27. And we're live, I think. And I'm hearing myself. There we go. Hush. Okay. See, y'all didn't believe me. But Gio is always late. He just happens to be a little bit later this time than he normally is. So, he no here. But as soon as he shows up, we'll get him in.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure he got tied up with the kids or something, so it's all good, right? But today we have a few things to go over. I think we'll kick it off right off the get-go with the emote stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, we had word that the emote will not be removed. How they deal with the emote, we don't know, but it's not going to be removed.
Oh, we heard that?
Apparently, Domino said it in her stream last night. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
I went and I watched the highlight that she put up, but it didn't have the information in it. I got to go back and watch the whole thing because I'm guessing I'm missing some chatting at the very beginning or end about it. So, but for the most part, as far as we know, they will not be removing the little bug. But they're going to probably reformat it to where you actually have either a text command association to the /AFK, and we're kind of hoping that they'll break it into 3.
Yeah, I don't mind all in one, but also give us the individual.
I like control over it because not having that control, it really makes it difficult to know which one you're going to get.
Yeah.
The whole sitting down and then laying down, that's cool for an AFK. But if I just want to sit there, I want to be able to do that. If I just want my character to go straight to laying down, I want it to go straight to lay down.
Exactly.
And I would love to have it to where, I'm laying down and then I go to stand up and it just goes...
Do you do that every morning?
Only you.
I do. Yeah. First thing, I jump up out of the bed and go.
Yeah.
But it was funny because there was a tweet that was earlier that I can't remember exactly what was said. Talking about, who was it that said that? I got to look it back up. It was funny.
Said what?
It's in my notifications. Oh yeah. By the way, I think that's funny. Sog favored and retweeted that, by the way.
No! You gotta be kidding me.
Yes. Let's see,
Wow.
I'm sorry, guys. We got a little sidetracked there.
It takes all takes.
It was funny at the time. Okay, I'm trying to find it here because it was something I said in here it is. View conversation. It seems like we need to get a /hug emote stat, and that was put out by Cronin Dwarf. Cronin, he's one of the devs, one of the lore devs, or the new face of Landmark lore. Really cool guy. And my response to him was, we need a /hug, /dead, /shock, and don't forget the best one, the /twerk.
You and twerk.
And I recommended /flirt. Because /flirt is always so much fun.
We gotta flirt, don't we?
Yes. That's why they go,
Yes. Like,
How did I not know that?
We do. It goes like, yeah.
Oh, I'm not logged
That's
in.
exactly what it looks like.
It does. You have to check it out. It's
I
it's pretty
will.
funny.
Absolutely.
But it was, and Ogre Snot said, "Can we get a / armpit farting emote?" Ogre Snot.
Who else?
Who else?
Maybe
But-
Pantera.
But that's as far as we know. Now, if you're wondering how to do this, it's /drunk
Nope, you don't need /drunk, just /talking.
/talking, and then you just drink a potion, and it'll kick you right straight into the emote. And basically, you'll sit there and you'll start swinging your arms, and then you'll sit down with your legs crossed, and then you'll lay down like you're sleeping. So you got 3 pieces of that. Anybody know how they do the one where you're leaning on
That's what
something?
you're drunk. You have to do drunk for that one.
You have to do drunk for that one. So /drunk,
Yep.
/talking,
And then drink.
then drink will get you to like you're leaning on a bar. It's
Because
pretty
what
cool.
it is, the drunk affects your lower body. That's why you can have happy drunk or angry drunk, because that affects the top half.
Mhm.
So being the drunk, it doesn't let you sit. That's why you bend over at the waist.
Interesting. We seriously need to build up that list. I still haven't got off my butt to do it. Of all the different emotes we need in the game. If
Don't you have,
anybody
like,
wants to
3
take it upon themselves, feel free to do so. Just shoot me a link and I will jump in there and throw my 2 cents and get it all tweeted out and stuff for you. Let's see. Next little pit that I want to bring up here is something that affects Daybreak as a company, and it pretty much brings in open conversation about this, whether it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing, that sort of thing. But I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to pull it up on my screen here so everybody can see it with me.
I don't have to find it, thank you.
So I've got to move windows and all that kind of stuff around, and that should do it right there. But this was put out, let me see if I can kind of zoom in on this so everybody can see it. But the headline is H1Z1 cheaters publicly apologizing for chance to get unbanned. If you're not aware, 23,837 players banned on Monday for cheating in H1Z1. Some players want to come back, but there's a price tag for grace. You have to publicly admit you cheated and apologize. Now, as far as I understand, from what was posted on Twitter, they're only allowing 5, and they've already got the first 5 videos that came up. So it's pretty intensive here, but it's darn near hysterical how these guys basically are crying because they got banned.
For cheating.
I'm gonna play this one because this is I think this is probably the most boo-hoo.
They got banned for cheating in H1Z1.
Hopefully y'all can hear that.
My explanation: I got tired of all the no clippers and speed
Are you a
hackers,
kitty cat?
aim botters, and everybody running around. After 600 hours in the game,
It's very quiet in the stream.
Very quiet. Well, I'll give you guys the link and y'all can check it out. How's that?
justification,
It's pretty darn funny.
Sorry for anybody in the community. After 600 hours in the game, I may have ruined
It's very
your
quiet in the
sport.
stream.
Very quiet. Well, I'll give you guys the link and y'all can check it out. How's that?
Justification.
It's
I'm hearing the stream, but I have it muted.
all right. It ain't me. It must be. It must be Katina. It's all good.
Busted.
Try to listen to
But
it.
but it pretty much boils down to, let's bring up the screen again here. It pretty much boils down to, do you guys think it is a good thing or a bad thing for what we did? You know,
No.
for what am I saying? For what they did. You know, I mean, that's a lot of players.
It is.
It is a big chunk of money out of the pocket to ban cheaters.
But if they're only letting 5 back, it's not getting them that much money.
Now,
It's a marketing stunt, really.
Yeah.
I can definitely see it as a marketing stunt, but at the same time, if they know that there's something that in the programming that allows it to happen, shouldn't the program itself be altered so that it doesn't work?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I just got a text from Gio. Craps, I'm getting dinner for the kids, logging on now.
He just came on. It just went ding.
Okay.
Hold on. I got to add him to the call and all that poopy stuff, so
That's fine. I can talk while you do that, can't I?
add the group call.
Yeah, you can.
No, he's talking. What he's doing.
Close I think I did it right.
Now you're gonna have to rearrange this.
Yeah, now I got to rearrange everything.
Well, let's see where he ends up.
It's all good. So,
There he is.
2 minutes. Okay.
2 minutes.
all right. So, bear with me a moment here while I move things around and get everybody set back up. And
You have no sound, Gio.
I am so glad I'm getting pretty darn fast with this, moving this stuff around. And
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Not the first time it's happened, Katavari.
Nope.
That's hysterical.
I assume we're live.
He
We are
know
live, yeah.
here. It's still up on the screen. All right.
Hello, everybody.
That's great. Okay. Give me a second to catch up, Gio, with what we've been talking about. The first part of, huh?
Parenthood.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess I figured that. So, first part of the show, we went over the emotes and them actually saying that they're going to leave it in the game, but in what format we do not know yet. But it is going to stay.
Oh, we have a new emote in the game?
Shut your eyes. Go on. Go.
It's exactly what you just did.
I've seen that one on Twitter lately. Someone's been sending me love those pictures, by the way. Keep them coming.
Let's see. The other thing we're right in the middle of discussing, which was the mass bans over at Daybreak through H1Z1.
Wow. Yeah, I saw a tweet about that.
Yeah, 23,837 players banned on Monday for cheating in H1Z1. Now this, I think it was almost a bandwagon thing for the most part. They saw, World of Warcraft do a mass ban. There was like 2 other games that did mass bans, and I guess they wanted to pick one, and it happened to be H1Z1, so they just banned a whole bunch of people.
23,000.
Yeah, but that was an epidemic.
Wow.
But I do like how they handled it, on the social media aspect of it, where it was like,
They mocked them?
You didn't see the videos yet? Oh
No,
my
I'm
gosh,
not,
dude!
dude.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
basically,
not doing this. I'm working on the video. And
Yeah,
raising
well-
children.
basically, they opened up 5 slots, and pretty much the first 5 people that put YouTube videos up, basically apologizing for cheating, they'd allow back in the game.
Classic. Absolutely. No, I've not seen those.
Public humiliation at its finest.
Oh, I bet they got hundreds.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh,
I wouldn't
easily.
doubt it.
I don't think they should let any of them back in. They made a conscious choice to cheat.
Mm-hmm. That's the way I look at it. But
Jake.
me personally, you know, I'd probably call my ISP, ask for a IP just change. And open up a new email address and start from scratch. I mean, you wouldn't see me put nothing up on YouTube like that. Heck no. No. Dude, it lost their minds.
It's too bad that cheating like that is still so rampant.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
I have never done that.
Honest to try to break the system here.
I have never, ever, ever done that. Now, you know, in World of Tanks, I use the mods, which just shows me my damage and all that kind of stuff up in the corner. But I have nothing that guides my aiming, you know, or handles aiming at things at all for me. So.
And there's a difference between supported mods and if a game says that it doesn't support mods and then you go and use them.
Mm-hmm.
If a game says it doesn't support them and you go and use them, it's cheating.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what the mod does.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know here recently, I know I streamed it here on my channel, which is World of Warships.
Yep, that's what I was thinking about.
And that game, you know, it's still in its pre-beta. It's not even released yet, you know. And they had people that were making mods that would basically, it was like aim assist.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't miss, basically. It was ridiculous. And I don't know.
Aim assist.
Aim assist. It would show you how far ahead of a ship that you would have to fire to actually hit it. I'm like, what's the point?
Clearly,
Aliana.
your cat's in need of aim assist.
Yeah.
Yes. No, he was trying very hard to aim at me. He's very good at aiming. That's the problem.
I'm watching the replay.
It was like trying to put on the other roost, you know. So. Aliana said, "Where do you think the line is crossed between bug, game exploit, cheating, multi-spawn, critter point, etc.?" All yours.
Simple. There's exploiting and there is hacking. Hacking, where you edit the game's memory in your computer to change what's happening in the game, is cheating. And that's who they are taking out lock, stock, and barrel. Exploiting stuff, it's a beta. And they're in alpha still on H1Z1, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, exploits are exploits. They're wiping the servers all the time. But cheating is modifying the game's memory, modifying the game files. And in the game's memory. So.
There are programs that do just that. You know, it can read incoming and outgoing network data, and you know what's being sent to the server. You know what's being sent to you, and if you can capture that, modify it, and send it in a certain way, you can kind of control what's happening for your character. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the thing about cheating, we've been around. I've been around a long time.
Yeah.
The thing about cheating is people who do that in a game are going to do that in every game they can that they play. So if they get, so that's why Daybreak is, when you get banned at Daybreak, you're SOL. You ain't playing anything else at Daybreak. You're done.
Yeah. That account is gone.
And no,
you
not
have
just
to
that account. If you show back up, not just the account on the IP, you show back up with your name or your credit card or your address. Nah, it ain't happening. You're done.
I like that. I really do.
Me too. That's the way. That's the right way to handle it. Yeah.
Aliana says, continuing, but Timma, let's let us say this was live, not beta, and there was a game exploit. Would you consider it cheating? If you found the bug and you knew it was a bug,
The way they handle it is they roll back your account.
yeah, they could.
They roll back your. They don't ban you. They for really bad stuff they can. But typically they just roll back your account. So they
But
try and they do the best to undo.
Aliana's trying to goat me. He's trolling me. He's trying to goat me here, and basically the way
because
I look
he's
at
waiting. He's waiting on his internet to get fixed. So he's probably there on his cell phone.
He's waiting on an answer. That's what he wants, and I'm fixing to give it to him here in a second.
As soon as I shut up.
If I didn't say that. He said that. Okay. The way I kind of look at it is like this. If you found a bug and you know it was a bug and you didn't report it to somebody somehow, some way, and you used it to gain something that other people could not get in any other fashion, you're exploiting, you should be banned. But if you found something, you have brung it up to the devs' attention, then it is not. Because then it's in the devs' hands to fix. Because as long as it's there, if they don't hotfix it, it is a part of the code, it is a part of the game. That's the way I look at it.
I see exploiting and hacking. You're hacking.
Yeah. It's the difference in between telling the
devs. Be allowed
devs.
back. You should just go.
Yeah.
You just go find another game company to go play their games.
But it's the difference in between telling the devs and not telling the devs.
But that's exploiting, and that's different. That's a whole different thing. You found something in the game. You're taking advantage of it until it gets fixed, so someone finds out. And they can tell, they can see stuff happening in the game. And if you're exploiting, typically you get rolled back, maybe a temporary ban. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, slap on the wrist.
But
Katina, you're saying you disagree.
That's all right. Gio covered it.
Okay.
I was a senior guide in EQ1 for years. And it was very
you saw it.
exploiting and what is hacking and what is cheating. If you find an exploit and you use it, you're going to get banned. If you find an exploit and bug it and they let it go past one patch time, they will not ban you. They will tell you don't do it again. But you have to report it. And if you don't, then yes.
Then you agree with me. That's exactly what I
But
said.
if you continue to use it, you are still cheating. You are still exploiting. Even if you've told them you're not supposed to use it. You can get written up for that. They can ban you. They usually didn't, but they could. If you know what's there and you know you're not supposed to and they find out, you're screwed.
No.
You see Zexadu's comment there? I saw that tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach, did you see my response to him? That's all I can
You
tell
see Sog's response to Thomas' response.
Sog, you're a bad man.
No, Gia, you missed it. You missed
I
my
saw
reply to that.
Oh no, I missed your reply.
My
I'm watching the thread, but I.
My reply to that comment was, "Now I know why I unfollowed you." Just saying. Just saying.
But
Left it
then
at that.
Sog retweeted and favored that, Gio.
What?
Sog retweeted that and favored it.
Favorite.
He did. He did.
He's got a wicked sense of humor, and this was his best yet.
So, but
He even trolled Domino. That one.
Yeah, she got him back.
Oh, good.
Oh, didn't you see what she said to him?
He's a bad man. No, he's.
She told me he
bad
should be
man.
ashamed of himself.
okay.
I saw that.
So this moves on to the big one, to the big discussion of the night. That was just the little beginning part,
Appetizer.
right? And so this is the big one, and I'm going to post this out so everybody can see it. I'm not going to bring it up on the screen this time, though. Is that right there? And Gio, you should already have this one.
I'm sure I do.
This was the post by the deletionist.
I'll let Murin or Katina take that.
Okay. Basically, just somebody grab the first. Actually, I'll read the first one, and then we'll just alternate through that. Paragraph, and we're going to tear it apart into its little pieces, because each paragraph in here has some really good information in it. Okay. Pretty much to start off, Therasimachius, I can't say the name, but he's basically stated, these are tough topics to discuss. But it's also necessary to have these discussions with your players. It's to your credit that you're willing to come on here and engage. We need a lot more of these philosophical discussions about the design and future intended gameplay. Thank you for that. As for combat goes, well, I'm really not really worried about that. But his response to what this guy had said was the big meat and potatoes, because it has some really good stuff in here. Then starting it out, what I meant by these being tough topics to discuss is that they are tough for me to discuss, because I am not responsible for these systems. I can share details about what I know we're working on and why from my perspective. But there are gaps in my knowledge. You might recall that this is a thread about crafting and harvesting, which happens to be my province. That being said, most systems in a game are interconnected, so I do have a wide perspective on a number of topics. And this kind of takes us into the big discussion for tonight. And who wants to take the next section? Anybody?
I can take it. Regarding combat, I can tell you that the current iteration in Landmark is primarily a proof of concept for making diverse, identifiable classes with a low number of abilities. What we are working on now is tightening our base mechanics so that you have more control over your actions and more innate tools to deal with opponents. As for managing encounter difficulty, our plans have always been to continue to be I can't read today apparently. Have always been and continue to be based primarily on manipulating NPC AI. Easy encounters should be comprised of less intelligent NPCs, while many of our most challenging encounters should be challenging because the NPCs know how to react opportunistically to your actions. Obviously, the current iteration of AI in Landmark is the most basic incarnation of the system we are building.
Love that paragraph.
That's a lot of information just in that one paragraph, and there's a bunch of paragraphs after that. But basically, what I'm taking out of it is that is what they're gearing towards. Like, the monsters we have now are not going to be the final versions of the monsters in Landmark, or the kind of AI you're going to see in EverQuest next.
I hope they're better, yeah.
Aliana said, it's okay, just read it in Murinese and Tema can translate it into Tinmanian.
Tinmarian.
Something like that.
Aliana, we're sorry you're not here, man.
And Porco said the AI at the moment is very, very stupid.
Yeah, it's basic.
It's like they're compensating for making the mobs in tier 5 have more hit points and hit harder, versus what they're saying here, what they want to do is have them be smarter, not necessarily fight.
Yeah, they haven't really implemented anything, and they're not going to, I don't think they're going to add smarter monsters until they're ready to put the first iteration of the AI in.
I'm going to pause that part of it right there, because something that was said right after it, which was a reply back to him from the guy that said it in the first thing. Where was it? Basically, they it isn't. It was something about it. It doesn't. It's not necessarily the AI. It's the fact, or that the AI that makes these current mobs difficult at times. It's because of how hard they hit.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, it's in the fourth paragraph down for what you're looking for, Timer.
Yep, I think so.
Just got to be dodgy.
So let's carry on to the next one. Who's got the next one?
All right. As for caves, I don't think I can give you the justification you're looking for. I agree that there is an issue with surface exploration not being sufficiently supported by our current systems, and I agree that the implementation of caves created that issue. However, I don't agree that removing caves or making them irrelevant will fix the issue. I think caves can be used to reinforce surface exploration, but require a number of improvements to see that happen. For example, instead of making the most expedient route to lower layers be via the hub, we may eventually do away with that system and replace it with location-dependent entry points for each layer that are found on the surface.
I kind of like that idea. That would be fun to see. Make an island. Give us a server with all the islands on that server work that way. It'd be fun.
I think it'd be good because it'll force you to go out and go past people's claims to get to the cave you want to go to get to the level you want to go to. That'll get them out exploring again, walking around.
But Tenma, why?
But they're talking about like removing the ley line system.
No.
That doesn't necessarily mean
That's not
completely.
said.
I translate that as you have to go to the cave to get to tier 3, and once you're on tier 3, you can go to the ley line that's the first one you encounter on tier 3 and teleport anywhere within tier 3. Anywhere that you've found within tier 3, layer 3.
I say just put in more of these teleportation points, and you just go to that teleportation point to get down to the cave you want to get to.
Yeah, but what they're trying to do, they're talking about that it's an issue with surface exploration. People hit the ley lines, hit the spires, and they just drop down into a cave. No one's exploring around, seeing the builds or anything else, because they can hop from point to point to point.
Right
They're
now,
trying
you don't have to explore
make
the
them
surface
walk
at all.
across the surface and go to places. That's what it's talking about.
Honestly, I like pushing it back to the way sort of we had prior to caves. Bring all the materials and put it back up on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Yeah, and
Made to go.
you can do other things and just have bigger deposits down in the cave system. Make it a little bit easier to get large amounts down in the cave systems, but still put little pieces all over the top.
I think the answer to getting down to the cave system for you, Tenma, is quite simply you just need to be a little more sociable with the slogs down there. Get one of those guys on your friends list, and if he's not dead, you can teleport to him.
Well, I had one on my friends list, and it got removed when we came to the New World.
That's not that way that name was spelled, Tenma.
But I mean, there's all different. I mean, the way I'm looking at it right now, they could grid the cave systems as it stands right now, and do just as good as the auto-generated cave systems.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to be dynamic on every single island. I just don't see where there's a need for them to be, that dynamic. It could be pretty much a set in stone on every single island. You know exactly, okay, if I take a left here, I can get over there. So it would be easier to map, how to get one place or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And having a cave system that is dynamically changing every time they wipe the server, it makes it very difficult, to be able to find a particular location again for the second time or whatever.
Well, that's the whole point, to keep it fresh so you don't get bored with the same thing every time. That was their theory behind it.
Well, they just make 2 or 3 different versions of it. I can understand it in EverQuest Next, but over here it's not really needed. I don't think so. I mean, the way it is right now, it's a rinse and repeat anyway.
Yeah.
I hit my cave sounder and I'm looking around for the big box. Find the next hole that I can drill down to. You know, what's the difference? It's still nothing new.
That's true.
I like, you know, I gotta admit, I like the idea of having the lower tier, of having some lower tier materials that are closer to the middle of the island or the area. You know, just draw some concentric circles around the spires, and the further away you get from that, the more random higher tier materials you can come across. It was fun. I really enjoyed that stuff being on the surface. I love it being in the caves, but I think there could be a balance with both. Something to explore.
That's actually not a bad idea, because if you put your if you're just starting the game, you know, you may have your claim like really close to the spire, and then as you progress up, you know, and start wanting to build bigger things and stuff like that, you have to go out to get, you know, like your diamond and whatever. So you would have to leave your claim and go out somewhere, and in that process you check out other people's stuff. That's not a bad idea.
I think there's another way they can easily solve getting people to want to be in the caves without having to put resources on the surface, and that's putting in some caverns that are claimable. So that you can claim a spot in a cavern and do a dwarven build completely underground without having to do your own terraforming or that sort of thing. I think that's for me, when I first saw the initial "this is how we're going to build" in Landmark videos, the one that was build underground in the preliminary lava biome, that was the one that really captured my imagination. And then learning later that we weren't going to be able to claim deep underground, I was really disappointed.
Honestly, I think that should be opened up. Period. Like, you know, if you're not going to put like boss mobs and something really big down there for groups to go and kill together,
Oh, we need boss mobs.
whatever,
Oh, yeah.
then you might as well go ahead and open it up. Let us be able to build down there. All of a sudden, it's like you put a claim down, mobs don't spawn in there. But outside of it, you fall off your claim. That's a 5.5 for your ass, okay?
Danger zone.
The only thing with that is you're back to the point these caves are supposed to spawn on their own. So if you've got a
True.
claim down there, it could be in the middle of nothing.
Now, they've already told us.
They'd have to go to your other idea.
Yeah, they did not. They told us they didn't want to put boss mobs and all this other stuff down in there. What's the purpose of the caves other than that? I mean, yeah, there's materials down there. Give me a reason to beyond that to go down into the caves.
Well, the reason beyond that is one of the
Plants.
things that we talked about. I don't remember if it's something that you guys talked about on Monday or something we talked about last week, but that they're going to eventually put player-made dungeons underground as well, in addition to the ruins.
Yeah,
Still.
well, I love that thing in that post. That was great.
Still, yeah, that's gonna. But what am I going to get out of it?
We don't know until they share that with us more.
I mean,
Trust me,
they took
Tim,
away.
There will be some cool stuff.
They took away the recipes from us.
Oh,
If they had left the recipes in there, oh yeah, bring it on. Let's go cave diving. I can get some stuff that I couldn't make before. That's the way I looked at the recipes, but they took those away.
yeah, they need to fix the loot. That's a whole nother discussion.
But that ties into what we're talking about here is the way the loot system is. We had the way they had set it up with the recipes, perfect. I loved it. It just needed tweaking,
Yep.
and then they took it away.
And said they were going to give us player-made recipes.
Right.
LK donated his entire train set piece by piece for the loot tables.
Yeah. They got that stuff.
They didn't do that. They didn't
We don't
do it.
have it yet, so.
Yeah, it might be
And-
something that they were gathering for later.
Or it could be something that they forgot about, overlooked, was sitting there ready to go, and just they forgot to push it out. We don't know.
Yeah. Okay. we kind of got stuck on that one. Next.
That's okay. It was good. It was a good topic.
Next.
To keep your expectations in check, I should say that I'm speculating at this point. I'm not in charge of caves, and I don't actually know for sure how they will develop them. But I can assure you that there are a number of possibilities that could be pursued to resolve the issues you pointed out in the previous post. Finally, regarding contests and emergent player decisions, I can tell you that choosing the winners in our various build contests is not actually the method we want to be using long term. Yay. This process is already extremely time intensive and, as you say, takes away from player choice. We would by far prefer if our players were ultimately responsible for judging their peers, and ideally, we will eventually have a system that lets our players do just that. I think that's fabulous.
Yes, but usually every implementation that they've tried on that has been exploited in some form or fashion.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
going to be a contest of person, not build.
I would rather it stay with the devs.
Mm-hmm.
Or at
I'm
least let the
thinking
final call stay with the devs.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that the devs review the people who don't get a lot of votes. Or maybe a really quick review on everything, but keep the devs involved. My thought on this is that I can't conceive of a process where you're letting the players decide, where the people who are in big guilds and the people who stream don't have a massive advantage. And it's not fair to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also, remember when we had the ability, well, we still have the ability to review player submissions to Player Studio.
Mm-hmm.
I can envision something similar to that, so that people who are reviewing the entries, who have, like Timma's, dude, you're knocking it out of the ballpark when you pick winners who you think the winners are going to be based on the quality of their builds. So I think someone like you, or your vote as you go around, should carry a lot of weight. Whereas someone who's just haphazardly going around and just voting on anything, or voting on everything that their guild tells them to vote on, not so much. But I can see lots of ways. They just need to reduce the amount of labor that it's costing them to do that, because he says right there, it's time intensive.
Honestly, if they bring back the guide program, and bring it
back, you mean
bring it in to Landmark, and have some trusted individuals basically say, I put in an application, and basically it goes through their little process, making sure that they're not scrubs or whatever, and then basically it's just like the submission process for a template, right? Something like that, to where it picks people at random and says, hey, do you think this person would be worthwhile as a guide? And it's like a little voting type
It's still
thing.
a popularity contest.
You're picking people at random, though. You're not picking a certain group of individuals anymore.
But it's still a popularity contest, because if people see Tenma's name, they're going to know Tenma, and they'll say, yeah, I'd pick Tenma because I know him and I know that he would be a good guide. If they see Murin's name 6 months ago, they'd go, I don't know who this Murin person is. Or they might have met me, and they might say yes, but you would have to get to know the person to be able to vote on them for whether they'd be good as a guide, so it does become a popularity contest.
And not everybody that applies to be a guide will be a good one. Trust me.
True.
Well, how did they do it in EverQuest?
You had an application system. There was a test you took. You filled it out. If you were accepted after the test, you went for several weeks training, taking petitions, helping, the players and stuff. And if you didn't do well, you were gone. You had to pass certain markers. And then you had a final test before you could actually be a guide of all the information. What would you do in this situation? What would you do in that situation?
That's kind of like the one that I had to do for Excite. I was a moderator for Excite Chat many years ago. I think I spoke about that earlier.
Back when you were young?
Back when this was back in the 90s.
Hey guys, read Aliana's comment. He just tossed in there.
Do we need a contest? Do we need a winner?
Dude, Aliana, man, you are knocking it out of the ballpark.
He
this
is.
week.
He's all over it tonight. Honestly, I would rather see a system like that rather than the competitions. I mean, but
No kidding.
I like the idea of the Foundation Islands. I do like that. When you can actually take player stuff and put it together and actually form something out of it on a big scale. You take, 15 or 20 builds and you don't have to worry about claims. You just pop down buildings, and you build a city right there and people can walk around, through the whole thing. I love that idea.
Yeah, no reason why the devs, no contest. Just let the devs just grab. Man, they see a bit they like. Wow, this would look great in what we're doing. They can see what they're building. We can't. Man, they see something in the game. Just go grab it. Put it in there. And and then when it comes out, give people credit where the credit's due.
I say we go that route. Dump the competitions in its entirety, and do that.
Yeah, you still need the workshop show. You still need that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what people get.
You just tag, like right now I could still be building Karen stuff, I could still be working on ogre stuff instead of having to work on the next new thing that gets pulled out of somebody's butt cheeks. I build what I like to build and I focus on that one thing.
Yeah, don't mince words, dude.
Well, I'm being serious. I mean, if you like building Kenos, then you can build Kenos until you're blue in the face.
Exactly.
You know what? I think if you remove the competition aspect of it, I think people would feel more inspired. And what if someone...
You'd have like a Kenos Master,
Yeah.
You get a title, Kenos Master, because they picked like 5 of your stuff or something.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys get to Aliana's input about being able to hide claims on your local machine, on your client?
The what?
Did you guys see that
Oh.
tweet?
Oh yeah,
I
yes, I did.
Did you talk about it? Did you talk about it yet?
No, we didn't. Basically, you could go into your neighbor's claim and click a button, and you can hide it.
And you only hide it on your view, and then someone else tweeted out that on your own claim have a button to reset all that, so that
Unhide.
to unhide everything from one spot.
Conceptually, I like the idea, and I definitely see where it comes in handy for things like your movie project, Geo. However, technologically, I can't.
It just doesn't
and
load
I don't
it.
understand the technology very well, but if you're running across the island and there's this claim in the way that you can't see, and you're running into a solid wall because there's a claim there, there's going to be a problem.
You can't.
And if the server has to remember that
Well,
it's the
no.
natural terrain for you
It's-
versus for everyone else, then there's going to be a problem.
The
Well,
drop
here's
down
the
still
thing.
comes down. The drop down
The-
still comes down when you walk on it. You
Yeah, when
know
you walk
it was
on it,
there.
But you're not going to run into an invisible wall because your client's got the data for the original terrain on it, and basically it just resets that. It just resets it to the original terrain, so you can should be able to walk right through it, I would think.
The
But anyway,
server has the data
but that's
for
a
the
great
terrain.
point. But that is a great point. But I'd love to see the devs kick this around and give their thoughts on it. A great place for that is on the forums. I bet they'd have some great feedback as to, hey, sure, we'd consider this, or this won't work for these reasons. Likely one that you may have just mentioned.
Honestly, it's a great idea because if you can put that power in the hands of the clients, if you've got a bunch of people building all the way around you and they're doing their microvoxels and poopy voxels and all this
10,000
other kind of
props.
stuff, you can just walk over there and turn it off, and all of a sudden, hey, I'm back up to 60 frames per second, because you ain't having to load it anymore.
And they're not ruining your landscape.
Yeah, and you're not ruining my landscape. Like that thing that looks like a phallic that's on the other side of the mountain that I would love to kill somebody because they put it there.
Yeah, at the Western, that's not good. But I think they could probably tie it into the show or hide claim borders. They've already got a show or hide for every single person. They could just tie the voxels and the claim to it.
And while you're at it, put it on people too.
You know, but
While you're at it, put it on people too, so I can just be like, I don't want to see Geo's face anymore.
Then I can sneak up on him. I'll never know I'm there. Taking pictures of him.
Let's see. Have we covered that whole entire thingy?
yep.
Yeah.
I think so.
There was a comment at the end about he couldn't speak specifically about your concerns about islands being procedurally filled with content that doesn't match the occupant's preferences.
But I mean, the whole entire idea here is, having a little bit more control, I guess, is the primary thing we should be taking out of that last little section we kind of went over there. Taking a little bit more control over what it is we're doing in the game. Honestly, yeah, competitions are cool, but the way I'm kind of looking at it is like this. This is would be a ideal format for building for all the stuff for EverQuest Next. You put out a bunch of concept art for all the different races. You have a forum for each and every one of them. And so each one has its own little section of concept art. This way, I as a player can go in there and be like, ooh, that dwarven stuff looks freaking wicked. I'm going to try to build that. I go off, I take the concept, and I go to work at it. I go to town. I build freaking 9 claims of pure bad butt dwarvism or something, and I tag it dwarf. It makes it really simple. They can come over and look at it. If they find something they like that they can use, they basically get a copy of it and instantly send me a template of a trophy.
They own it anyway.
Instantaneously, boom. They found a template of something that they could use for their build over in EverQuest Next. They pick it up, they send you instantaneously a little bitty award thing that you can sit on your claim, and you tear all the rest of the crap down and you start back from scratch. You pick another race. Ooh, Kiddo's in. What else?
Yeah, I've seen. We're seeing some really cool dark elf stuff that I never remembered seeing before, and boy, with all the new materials and building tools we have, we're going to see dark elf stuff like we've not seen before. And I think Aliana's recommendation there is really good. I'm glad that it's here in the recorded chat in your window there on the screen, because I hope the devs come back and have a look at that. That's a great idea, and I think the whole community would support it, and it would solve the labor issue problem.
Now, I want to kind of iterate something else about this. Is they would still be doing the workshop shows. It would just the format would change just a little bit. Okay, change.
One thing that I can see that we would be lost is feedback on a specific race. So, say talking about dwarves still. Say they're doing the workshop for Freeport. And there's people working on dwarf things. They wouldn't be able to give feedback on dwarf things while they're doing the workshop on Freeport to a mass audience. Sure, they could do it one-on-one, but having that feedback on everyone else's stuff really can help you learn how to make your build fit the style a little bit better. So I think that's part of the reason they like to keep it focused on a race at a time.
They increased the workshop show to 2 hours, and they spend a half an hour per race.
2 hours
just
wouldn't be enough for one race at a time right now.
Just going over whatever they've pulled out of the hat.
Well,
They could-
and they save
they
every
start
single
working on
show they do, so players
True.
can go back and watch all these things. They just
True.
need to feature or highlight them on their website and on their point to their YouTube channel and their Twitch.
But I don't know. It's something to think about at least, and see how they kind of pull it out their butt cheeks. I'm pretty sure they come up with something good. And we are coming up on the hour mark. Wow.
Yeah, we started late waiting for you.
And
Gio.
we started late.
Sorry.
Waiting on Gio.
Sorry, everybody.
It's okay. You missed a little he no here sign that took your spot over here.
I gotta go back and watch the.
He no
watch the
here. But
Gotta hit your Twitch channel later.
And the funny part, Gio, everybody in chat assumed, oh, we're waiting for Gio, right?
they did. They
Didn't
did.
say a word.
Oh
They
my
knew.
gosh, it was so funny.
Oh, it's his turn to blush today.
Hey, there's Domino.
Not
Okay.
Domino, hello.
Awesome.
So
Hey.
several devs would have to spend 24/7 doing nothing but looking at every single claim in the game for a few additional.
No.
Additions or changes?
No. Basically, it's
Well,
like
but
it's like
let's
this.
finish what she said first.
Okay.
And at any time in the whoop, it's scrolling off my screen. Domino, should come on the show. And at any time in the middle of building a city, the devs would have no idea if everything was available or if the next thing they really need for X race would suddenly appear tomorrow, and cannot plan which artists should build which city assets internally. This does not make for sane or even manageable planning. Thank you.
You just break it up into departments. You got your elf department. You got your dwarf department. I mean,
They'd have to
it's like that.
hire 10 times the size of a team.
You just hire a few of us. That's all it is. But I mean,
Which I think would be a great
just-
idea.
I just think it would be kind of, getting back to, not having everything geared towards the competitions. Who's gonna win the competition? It. I don't know. It's just got to be a different way to do it. I'm just tossing out ideas.
Cadavari, only Tim can interrupt something already written.
That's
I
right.
like this comment. LOL, good stuff, Pentapod. Shot him down well.
Y'all know me. I pull a bunch of stuff out of my butt, but I mean, it's just tossing out ideas and stuff that kind of just rattle around like Mexican jumping beans in my head.
Yeah, but they're usually good ideas.
Yeah.
But
Once y'all get a hold of them and pull them apart.
yeah, I mean,
Then we get 'em in
y'all could totally disagree with me on half of what I say, and honestly, it don't matter. It's just stirring up the pot to see what comes out next. Because the next idea that somebody comes out with, if you take a little bit of what I say, change it around a little bit, kind of like, mix it in, I don't know, pinto beans with your mashed potatoes or something. I don't know. You don't know what you're going to come out with. So,
Yeah, so Don, she says again, she understands the desire from a player perspective. It'd be great, but from our side, definitely need some logistics still. Competitions allow structure and also help narrow down the judging. With your vote help, which saves us time. It's good. It's good. And
Yeah.
Domino, you guys are knocking it out of the
Yeah,
ballpark.
you are.
We're having so much fun with that AFK stuff. I hope if you guys if you can give us commands for some of these different things, so we can do them.
for each one of them,
Like
please.
one for sit, one for lay down. Please, please.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're
One for
having
each.
so much fun.
And if we don't already have Beg, I think Tenma could really use Beg.
What?
Beg.
So
Beg.
that you can beg for emotes.
Please, please. I need a slash
who
bag
was-
emote.
I saw, and oh my God, I saw there was a tweet out. Someone I can't remember who put the tweet out there, but they asked for the armpit thing.
Yeah, that's ogre snot.
Ogre snot, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
These
you,
things with comedy, and
you gotta get my twerking. I want my twerking.
everybody will be rushing to this game like you've never seen before, just to come have fun and be silly. comedy
Yeah.
for the win every time.
You have
Just doing
to.
a great job. Thank you.
You have
Donna.
to get me the twerking. You have to. That's. I swear to God, if you put it in the game, I'll make it famous.
Most are still being worked on, but
Put
veto.
veto on the twerk.
I will. I will make just the most awesome video you have ever seen with the twerking. Okay.
If they put twerking in, Landmark will be #1 on Twitch TV for a very long time.
Oh, what? Pinnipaw's trying to veto my twerk. How dare you?
Yay!
That hurts my
I think
feelings.
she just did.
You do. I'm telling you. You add twerking to the game, I will make Landmark
#1.
famous. Famous.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I think
I've already got it planned out. You add it, it's like,
Oh, and the other big topic this week on our shows has been female outfits for the Western stuff.
Yes, please.
That would be I can't wait to see Pantera in a petticoat.
we want hats.
Just-
So let's stop
just-
referring to them as female outfits. Let's refer to them as dresses and skirts
Dresses.
and
Thank you.
kilts.
Yeah, my bad. Absolutely.
And they should fit males and females.
Kilts.
We want hats.
Me and Tinma, hats and kilts.
Cowboy hats and the big old sombreros. And, huh?
I was
What?
gonna say, I know it's like they don't want to give us gun weapons yet. Just put a gun in the holster on the
And
costume. That would
Yeah,
be
that would be
nice.
fun. That would be cool.
I want, as headgear, a piece of straw coming out of my mouth like this.
And then the emote.
No. It's just a piece of straw. Instead of a hat, it's called
yeah.
straw. And then when you put straw on, he's just having a piece of straw hanging out of his mouth.
So many
cool.
fun ideas we have seen this week alone. Incredible ideas. And Dominic, you guys really you're inspiring us. This
Definitely.
AFK stuff. Wow. We had so much fun. And Twitter just lit up.
I might like seriously, go on like totally way out there out of base half the time, but it's all good. I love this game, just like everybody else that's here in this channel right now. They love this game, and they want to see it succeed. And we want you on the show one time so we can actually like interact with you here. We're still waiting to hear back from Dex to get somebody to come on the show and actually answer a few questions here and there. And of course, we wouldn't ruin the brand in the process. We promise. So
we're gonna have a censor button on Geo that week and a censor button on Tenma.
I would
I don't
censor
think we need it
myself.
for Geo so much.
I would censor myself.
I don't need one.
I would not let that happen. There's no way. And there's no way. I mean, y'all see me when I did the show with Steve. I kept myself in check. Plus Katina's here.
Isn't it?
Plus
Tina,
Katina's
she'll
here.
beat your butt, dude. Beat
She
you
would.
senseless.
She would. I'd never live it up.
Nope.
All right. Well, that
June bug on a ping pong table.
that pretty much ends the show, guys. Thank you very much for coming and being a part of it. Thank you, Emily, for coming and hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you. For
Man, that wraps up 27.
yes.
27.
Oh, man,
Episode 27. Definitely let's go around the tree, find out what everybody's doing, and let's start off with Katina.
I am trying to build something for this competition. I've scrapped 4 things so far, so I've got a clean slate to start again later.
You're ahead of me. I've only scrapped 2 so far.
I templated 1 and said maybe the rest are just gone.
All
So
right.
that's what I'm doing.
All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Murren.
Okay, sure, I'll go next. I'm trying to build stuff for this competition also. Not happy with my stone cuts so far, but
Nope, not at all.
I'm fiddling. My usual stream schedule for about the next week, and then I'm going to be gone for about 3 weeks. So you guys can have fun without me.
All
Be
right,
difficult.
Gio.
What about you?
Well, due to overwhelming, wonderful feedback from the player community, I will not be building in this competition, or possibly any future competition. My son,
I still love you, Gino.
really, I do build great stuff. I just don't do it well. Anyway, but we're just doing the morning brew, and we are having fun with the pre-show. If you guys are used to getting into the show sometime after it starts, check out about 30 minutes ahead of time or 20 minutes before the show starts. We're doing basically a really nice slideshow of all the stuff that's hitting Twitter from the previous 48 hours and the forums, and it's a lot of fun. It's cool stuff. So full speed ahead as usual, and working on the movie.
I was just going to ask.
How many
you,
hours?
Looking at the movie.
Are you down to 10 now?
Close. I spent several hours today working on it.
Y'all heard that it went from 12 hours to 10 hours now.
I
So
got
at this
busy
rate,
today.
is it what, 3 weeks away?
I'm not going to say. I'm not saying.
You tried to lock them in.
There's so much. Look, you guys saw the filming. And
Yeah,
you
I
saw
know.
a lot of the stuff I put up on the site. There is so much amazing footage. It's trying to. I've got
We're giving you crap,
hours of stuff.
Gio.
We gotta squeeze it down.
We're just giving you crap, Gio. That's all it is. Don't take it seriously.
Tonight, not me. I'm loving that.
Don't take us seriously. You know us way too well to take us seriously.
Yeah.
We're just gonna hound you just because we can. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Anybody
right.
out there read The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain?
Mm-hmm.
I am the whipping boy.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. I guess it's my turn. Basically, I'll be streaming right after Geo tomorrow, as usual. As far as my schedule is going right now, it's Tuesday through Saturday. I'll be streaming at some point in time, usually right after Geo. Saturday is usually the community build. If the community build does not happen and stuff gets pulled off to something else, then we're going to be doing something else. Friday is a random stream. We may do Landmark for a little while. We may jump over into PlanetSide. We may jump over into one of the other Daybreak games.
Or he just may read Dr. Seuss to everybody,
Or I may read Dr. Seuss to everybody.
That would be scary.
Awesome.
which would be actually fun.
Or sing Mana Mana to you.
Phenomena.
Mana Mana. Dum, do, 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 do. Do, do, do,
While
do.
he
Mana,
twerks.
mana. While I twerk.
Tim, I can throw one thing out there.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow we're having the patch at 10 o'clock Pacific.
They delayed it to
1
Friday.
Eastern. They did. I
Okay.
stand corrected. I did not see that.
Y'all heard that. The patch has been pushed back to Friday. So if you are still thinking that it's going to be tomorrow, definitely it has been pushed back to Friday. If Emily's still in channel,
went back
what
to work.
does? Oh, dang it! I was hoping to find out what it entailed, what it was
she's-
fixing. I guess we'll find out.
Workshop show tomorrow.
I haven't
No?
seen. Let me look real quick.
Good
Coach,
God,
do you-
at that mouse!
That mouse is as loud as her keyboard. Oh my
Man, Katina,
Click lock on the thing, okay?
God, sound like a chainsaw.
Is that thing a G500?
It's got a pull start or a push start.
No, it's a Logitech Proteus Core.
It's got a little button that sits right behind it.
Yes, I just said I had click lock on.
Yeah, click
I
that
was
little
building.
button.
It's easier one click at a time than free roll.
All right.
I
So
don't see anything.
thank you all for joining us. I'm gonna try to end this thing again.
We didn't squirrel.
Thank you all for joining us. It's much appreciated every single time that you guys come and hang out with us. The next Let's Talk Landmark will be on Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, because that is the only time zone.
No, it's not.
It is
Yes.
the only time zone.
No.
GMT plus 5.
It's a lot easier for
Or no, GMT
for
plus
European people to translate an Eastern time zone than it is a Pacific.
They all
Not
know
necessarily. Not all European people are in GMT.
Okay, I'll let y'all slide with that. But with that, guys. With that, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good
Adios,
one.
everybody.
See you guys later.
Go out and build
Long
something.
and prosper.
I can do that
Indeed,
too.
indeed. Gang signs.
Gang signs.
everyone.
Gang signs.
Be good, everyone.